everyone, October is here and that only means one thing, Halloween. So today I decided to create this DIY bald cap, so if you wanted to see how I created it, please keep watching. So the first thing we're going to need is a measuring tape, and we're just going to measure around our head. So we're going to go from ear to ear, and then also we're going to go from the top of our head to the nape of our neck. The next thing we're going to need is a balloon. I was going to do this on an actual sort of dolly head, but then I realised the whole point in this video is to save money, so you might as well be using things that you can just get around the house. So we're just going to be blowing up to roughly the sort of size of our head. I know it's not going to be the right shape of our head, but you know, it's the best we're going to get. So just blow it up to sort of the right size, and then what we're going to do is we're going to be securing it onto a table with some masking tape. So the next thing we're going to be doing is marking the balloon up with our measurements. So we're going to put the measuring tape onto the balloon and lining it up right, and then we're going to make points where our measurements were. So from ear to ear I was 16, and then from the top of my head to the nape of the neck I was 15. So the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're just going to be connecting those lines that we did, and we're going to kind of make an outline of our face and like around our head. And then what you can also do as well is just outline your ear shape so you don't have to cut it once you've made the ball cap. So now taking some Vaseline, we have to put Vaseline before we put the latex on, just because putting latex straight on the balloon will put pressure on the balloon and it's a bit more likely to pop. So make sure that you use some Vaseline as a barrier. Now dipping into the liquid latex, I'm using a rubber latex just because it's a bit more flexible and a bit more elasticy. So we're just going to be putting the latex within the lines that we just drew, and make sure to cover the whole area. Also remember to use a more dense sponge as well, because if you use like a washing up sponge or something that's quite absorbing, it's just going to completely absorb all the latex and you're going to waste a lot of product. And then once you're done, just remember to pop the sponge back into the latex, because otherwise the latex is going to dry on the sponge and you're going to get all little bits, which is going to imprint on your next layer of latex. So now time to dry your first layer. So you can wait patiently, or if you're impatient like me, just use a hairdryer. But please, whatever you do, do not put it on the high heat, because your balloon will pop and have to learn the hard way like me. Going in with our second layer, what we're going to be doing is just taking it 1 inch inwards, and the reason that we're going to be doing that is because we want the ball cap to be quite smooth surface to make it easier to blend on your skin. If you keep doing loads of layers on that dotted line, then you're just going to have like a really harsh edge, and it's going to be really difficult to blend onto your face. So we're just going to be repeating that whole process, and where your sponge has been sitting in the latex, do be mindful of drips and things like that. So yep, we're just going to make sure that this is all nice and smooth, and then we're going to go ahead and dry it. Now time for the third layer, so we're just going to be going 1 inch in again, just to make that really gradual and gradient smooth soft surface. So just keep repeating that process, and then we're going to dry it after. So now what you need to do is just repeat this whole process. I'd probably say around 7 to 10 times, and make sure to stay on that third layer. Don't go on the second layer or the first layer. So yeah, just keep repeating that, and then we'll come back and do that last layer together. So guys, I had a bit of a nightmare. I got a little bit impatient with the balloon and I put it on the high heat when I was drying it, and it popped. So we're back with an orange one, and I had to do the whole bloody thing again, but you know, learn from my mistakes. So now that we've done about 10 layers of latex, we're going to do one last layer, and we're going to go back to that first line that we drew. This is just so the ball cap has a nice smooth surface. So just again, repeat this whole process and make sure that you're going straight up to that line that we drew at first. So now that our ball cap is nice and dry, we're just going to put powder over the whole thing. And we're going to be doing this because latex doesn't stick to anything but itself. So we need to put a layer of powder on just so it doesn't stick to it when we're trying to pull it off or anything like that. Trying to take your ball cap off the balloon can be very difficult. You can't just pop it because you need to powder underneath the ball cap. So just try and find a little edge and start pulling, and make sure that you're working in with the powder constantly. Otherwise, like I said, the latex will stick to itself, and it's just, you're going to have creases and all things like that, and you don't want to ruin all that hard work and time that we just spent trying to make this. So yep, just be very patient and keep using lots and lots of powder. and it's off. So we're just going to give the bald cap just one last powder over, just so there's no sort of raw latex hanging around, so it's not going to get stuck. Just do one last layer of powder and then we're going to apply it. Latex can also be used as an adhesive, although it's not particularly strong, so spirit gum would probably be better, but the whole point in this tutorial was to save money, so you just use the liquid latex. So just go around the surface of your head, stick it down, and then apply some of your foundation to the bald cap so it blends in. And we're all done! I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and hopefully I helped you out on how to make a bald cap. If you do have any plans to use a bald cap with your Halloween looks, please let me know in the comments down below. I would absolutely love to hear about it. I do have some Halloween looks coming from my channel, including bald caps, so stay tuned for that. Also, make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So yep, I have nothing else to say, but thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.